guys. I'ma carry the load tonight. And we gon' get it done, son. You feel me? Let's do this. This game is ours. Let's make it happen. Let's go.
That is a bold statement, the kind we've gotten used to hearing from him many times. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Insanity?
Well, you can say a lot of good things about him, Kevin, but maybe the best is that he just makes his players better. The guys around him, his passing, his leadership, he just knows how to get the most out of the guys on his squad.
And something else he does that I know is underrated and undervalued is he sets very hard screens. Those screens are a real key component of a lot of the plays they run.
We'll see the Charlotte Hornets defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. They went to Indiana for their last meeting with the Pacers and came out with a win. They've handled this matchup nicely so far, up 2-0 in the season series.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
And so the Charlotte Hornets get the first points of the ball game. And George, here we go. Sullinger dishes to George. They set the pick. Clock at 6.
That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
Harrison.
That's his first personal foul.
And here are the Pacers now. Sullinger with the ball. Just 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, Mirajic grabs the miss. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
Yeah, you want to talk about a team that just couldn't get into a rhythm offensively. That was a really ugly game for them.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder about the game plan, but really, it was more about a lack of execution than anything else.
And George kicks to Morris. Passes it to Goodwin. He dishes it to George. Good on the baseline, Jay.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I caught up with the Hornets head coach. Dictating the pace and making sure that pace is up-tempo is what he's hoping they can do in this one. He said, we're fast, we know it, and we're going to make sure they know it too.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And here's Mills, following the three from Johnson. Mills passes to Sullinger. The feed to Mills. Lets it fly. Shot, no good. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, you know, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really look tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy. Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
That was not pretty there. You got to make that one, but maybe that's not his range.
And it's Johnson penetrating. It's rebounded by Indiana. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Mills. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Fires from the line. It's blocked. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. As we get a break in the action, now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Charlotte. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs. And, of course, the Pacers. They just haven't had the type of record they've wanted.
Seeing where the Pacers are, they've really languished amongst the losing teams in the league. I mean, again, they'll be watching with the rest of us come playoff time. And the question has to be asked, what are they going to do to balance out that win column going forward? They need some work.
Well, you have to be careful of the quick fix. I know that. So often, the best teams are built through the draft, being sensible with their contracts. When you try to take shortcuts, it can come back to bite you.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Pacers trail by 6. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Morris dishes to Sullinger. Takes the 3. Hornets with the rebound. Johnson left side. Irving. Second chance shot. And there's the nice layup by Johnson. Johnson's got 7.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Goodwin kicks to Sullinger. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Heard the whistle and still kept his focus, able to knock that down.
And that is not easy, Steve. I mean, to take the bump, to maintain control of your body, and put it in the hole, tremendous play.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Brandon Wright's checked in for Markieff Morris. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Patty Mills. Johnson, the pass to Irving. Dishes to Roberts. The kick out to Irving. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And the Hornets making a change here. Knight's checked in. And the Pacers with possession here. It's a 5-point game. Here's Canaan, averaging 6 points per contest. Goodwin. Pass to Canaan from the arc. And it's sent back by Irving. Just 3 to shoot. George, no good.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Johnson gets the bucket.
Well, this quarter has gone awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Wright dishes to Cannon. Back to Wright. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Hornets leading by 5. Irving kicks to Mirotic. Irving passes to Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, you got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Here's Canaan. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. He passes it to Sullinger. Kicks to Cannon. Back to Sullinger. There's the dish to Cannon. Shot clock at 6. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
For 3.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Johnson, that's for 2. Again, the Hornets score.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
And George kicks to Goodwin. He feeds it to Cannon. There's the pass to Goodwin. Misses the 3.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
No good from Irving.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Here's Canaan. Rebound by Roberts.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Now, here's Goodwin. After the miss from Johnson.
Got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
In the area, former man Chuck D, WBE on the remix, behind the
Johnson in at small forward. Bismack Biyombo is out there at Mirotic. Then there's Hairston. And it's Irving in at the point. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Indiana's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hi, Kev. Insanity in their last time out against the Raptors. Did some really solid work on the floor. He finished with 15 points, and it seemed every trip down he would end up at the line. A lot of free throws for him. A performance like this is what we've come to expect during this great run of his. Will we get another one tonight, guys?
Doris, thank you. Well, guys, he made play after play in that game.
Well, as he often does, Kevin. We'll see. Maybe he'll explode again tonight because the momentum that he took away from that game, he's got to be feeling confident.
Well, I don't know if it'll carry over, but clearly the fact that you have a high-level performance in your recent memory bank has to do you some good. And like you said, Steve, we'll find out tonight whether it continues.
Here's Irving. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Hornets lead by 2. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Hornets.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And we're also seeing a lot of fast break hoops, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Yeah, some really good matchups out there. And that Chicago Bulls game is one that I'll be checking out.
Paul George is checked in for Hood. And the second free throw, good. Charlotte has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Irving kicks to Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 22 points for Johnson.
Boy, he's draining shots from long range, 2 in each of the first 2 quarters.
Cannon kicks to George. Stuckey setting the pick for George. Stuckey outside. George with the screen on Hairston. Here's Cannon. Good on the triple. Cannon's got 6.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Irving dishes to Johnson. They get it back. Here's Roberts. And the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
He's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And you know what? He's a guy who will put some wood on you now. He'll throw his weight around. Bodying him up play after play can really wear you down.
And here's a look at what's coming up for the Hornets. Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. The Pacers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And you look at the numbers for this season, guys, from the free throw line, they're shooting 77%.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
And the Hornets making a change here. Knight's checked in. Johnson gets the bucket.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. Those shots have just come on easy, open looks.
Now, here is George. He's coming off a 22-point game against Atlanta.
And he really competed defensively, too, Kevin. 3 steals.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Here's Irving, right now averaging 21 points a game. Tied for 3. Jared Sullinger pulls it in. Sullinger's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
And so here's Charlotte, following the score by Indiana. From deep, Johnson, but they get it back. Mirotic, the pass tonight, feeds it to Johnson. There's the 3. Mirotic
What determination. There was a lot of competition for that rebound, and he came away with it.
George. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Pacers out in front, leading by just one. 2K Sports back in a moment here at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte.
Now, presented by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. If you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight.
What a performance. Just look at the game for Johnson. 25 points, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
Now it's hard to keep track of just how many of those he's hit.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Markieff Morris is out there with Jared Sullinger. Then it's Archie Goodwin. Then it's Paul George. And it's Mills, and it's the one. That freed up. Nice work off the pit. Kirsten's got 8.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today, Steve.
I'll say the defense has been ineffective trying to run shooters off that three-point line.
Now here's Sullinger. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, one more make would have been awfully nice, but I'm sure they're happy just to take the lead.
The Hornets trail. Irving gets a screen from Johnson. Irving attacking. Pass to Johnson. And Johnson missing again. Pacers shooting with confidence. 50% from the field so far. Outside for George. Gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 5 points so far.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Johnson sets the screen for Irving. Kicks it out to Johnson. Passes it to Hairston. Back to Johnson. Right side, Irving. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
George with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. And George, here we go. Johnson with the block. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Irving's got the ball. And finished off by Hairston.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Let's quickly bring up the 2K leaderboard for a look at the top free throw shooters among point guards. Kyrie Irving, number 1.
And he's been a model of consistency at the free throw line. He's as dependable up there as he is on the floor at any given moment.
Steve, you take a look at him when he's up there. I mean, he's a cool customer, a real cool dude. His stroke never changes. Doesn't matter if it's the first quarter or the game is on the line in the fourth.
And here's Mills. 9 points in the game so far. Morris kicks to Sullinger. Indiana moving it around. 6 to shoot. Goodwin dishes to George. Fades back. That one wide left.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Mills passes to Goodwin. He kicks it to Sullinger. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
There it is, guys. That Olay defense Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Now, here's Goodwin, averaging 10 points per contest. And they get it. And Jared Sullinger, the bucket on the assist by Goodwin. 8 points for Jared Sullinger.
And now we'll look at Kyrie Irving. Some tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. 8 in steals, and he's in the top 15 in points per game. So he's a guy you have to account for defensively.
And Steve, I think we should take a look back at his top 10 steals ranking that you mentioned a bit ago. I mean, that's impressive. This guy gets it done. Jumps the passing lanes when appropriate, but he also can pick the pocket of the ball handler, too. Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Charlotte. Now, here is George. He's got 5. He dishes it to Goodwin. The feed to Morris. Pass to George. Kicks it to Morris. Fires from deep. And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound. Hornets leading by 5. There's the screen. Johnson outside. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 8th assist in the game.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Now, here is Morris. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. George, no good.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Indiana making some changes. Smith comes in for Jared Sullinger. And Hood subbed in for Archie Goodwin. From deep, George. Indiana again missing.
And this has not been a quarter for him to remember.
Yeah, it sure hasn't, Steve. I mean, he's been doing his invisible man impersonation here, hasn't he?
Johnson attacking, and he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Cannon kicks to Morris. Dishes it to Cannon. He passes to George. Out to Smith for 3. Good. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Knight dishes to Tinsley. Offensive rebound, and it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Jared Sullinger's checked in for Indiana.
Jared Sullinger.
Pacers trail by 5. Outside, George. The pass to Hood. J.R. Smith on the wing. Hood kicks to George. Offline with his 3.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Johnson, the pass to Tinsley. Charlotte, no good that time either. Indiana's gone 2 of 5 with a 3-point shot since coming out of the break. It's stolen by Johnson. Now Tinsley. He has 5. Off the screen. Tries again. And Johnson finishes off inside. Johnson's got his first points in this one.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember. He sends them into the stands to make a point.
George. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And it's 7 points for Paul George.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
Man showing some terrific range. And that's now 35 points for Johnson.
All the buckets he's poured in today have put them in a terrific position heading into the stretch.
Back to George. Pass to Hood. Shoots the three. Shot is off. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Johnson outside. Back to Knight. Now the dish to Tinsley. Plenty of space. Again, the Hornets score. Pacers trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Sullinger, a screen on Knight. And it's Smith missing.
I like the defense, guys. Really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
Well, there have been a few small forwards helping their teams in all sorts of ways lately. Like this group leading the position and rebounding the last 10 games. You look at Johnson, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there, mix it up, and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
Yeah, you mentioned their lack of size and strength compared to the post players around the NBA, but I've always found that the best rebounders usually aren't the biggest guy. They're the most tenacious, and they have excellent timing and the ability to get off their feet multiple times quicker than their opponent.
Kept alive. Johnson dishes to Johnson. And a miss there on the triple. Pacers trail by 7.
I'd like to see them go 2 for 1 here.
I would, too. They need to make this a quick possession and a fruitful one, too.
Smith with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 7 points in the game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Tinsley. And again, the Hornets missing. For Indiana, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. George passes to Sullivan. Back to George. Jacks up a 3. The shot is off. Johnson from outside. No good. And we've watched 3 so far.
Make sure to reserve your copy of the #1 rated NBA 2K15 coming soon.
Pacers trail by 11. Johnson, he's in at small forward. Hairston is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Mirotic, and it's Roberts in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Goodwin kicks to Morris. Up top, Mills. 4 on the clock. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Mills has got 5 points now this quarter. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Smith against Johnson. Hairston, the pass to Johnson. Outside Irving. Hairston. And the Hornets miss again. Mills with it. He feeds it to Goodwin. Passes to Sullinger. He kicks to Mills. 6 on the shot clock. A baseline J. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Can you hear the crowd kind of murmuring? I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
Paul George, he's checked in for Indiana. Irving drives in. Johnson outside. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on George.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the officials.
And the first one drops.
And if they continue to shoot well from the free throw line like they are, I mean, their lead is going to be pretty steady here.
That's not an overstatement. They've literally not missed a single foul shot this half. There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game. Charlotte leading by 7.
Johnson kicks to Hairston. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feed. Hairston's got 10 points in just the second half.
That's his second three-pointer of the half and his third overall.
Sullinger a screen on Irving. Open shot, George. Kept alive by Indiana. And Sullinger kicks to Goodwin. Feeds it to Morris. Backing down is Sullinger.
Defensive foul. Jared Sullinger.
And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second. Here is Hairston. Johnson against George. Johnson kicks to Hairston. Charlotte moving it around. Irving attacking. 6 to shoot. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
I'll tell you what, wandering aimlessly out of bounds like that might earn him a ticket to the bench.
Pacers trail by 9. Here's Mills. Pass to George. And there's the feed to Morris. He dishes it to Mills. No luck. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Off target from three-point range. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Mills with it. He's picked up by Irving. Morris dishes to Sullinger.
Well, you take one look at Jared Sullinger, and the first thing you see is that lower body strength. He's just rock solid, and you can't push him out of the paint, so you've got to try to keep him away from the ball before the ball comes to him. Try to beat him to position, because otherwise he'll just root you out of there.
Yeah, he will give you the lower body root canal, no question about that. He knows how to use that ample backside of his to get defenders off of him and to find ways to get his shot up and over taller defenders.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
You know, his pace makes him really hard to keep track of, guys. I mean, if you lose him, he'll explode to the rim on you.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, the head coach for the Pacers had some instruction for his guys during that break. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, "We've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys."
Thank you, Doris. Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Johnson, the pass to Hairston. Back to Johnson. Johnson double-teamed. Clock at 6. They get the rebound. Terrific swat. And George kicks to Mills. Back to George. Dishes it to Morris. No good on the triple.
I don't like throwing up long-range threes at this point. You've got to get better looks to try to close this gap.
And here's Johnson outside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're behind by 8. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Johnson against George. Rebound by Roberts. Roberts got his 8th rebound here tonight.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
He has not shot the ball well here, and I think it's time for him to start looking for his teammates a little bit.
And once again off the mark by Indiana. For Charlotte, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Mirotic gets the bucket.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Looking at the game for George, 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
Now Tinsley. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Indiana's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And George, here we go, kicks to Morris. And the three off target. The Hornets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Johnson, good.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on them.
The pass departs. Pulls up. It's hauled in here by Tinsley. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Here's Kanan. Off the mark. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just did.
It's just been announced that you were once again named Player of the Week. Does this come as a surprise at all after the way you've been playing?
It's always a surprise for me. I don't ever expect to get any sort of awards or recognition for my play. I'm just out there doing what I can to help my team win games. That's the #1 priority. And anything else, man, it's just icing on the cake at this point.